What is the nature of Nirva Kapha? What does it feel like? What is the experience of Soruba? What does it felt like? What is witness like? And what is the progression? So Sattva Kapha is when consciousness moves up the spine and touches the crown. Nirva Kapha, when it's moved up and penetrates the top of the skull and continues up into the higher states where it becomes one with God the Father predominantly. Could be Goddess the Mother, but God the Father predominantly. So as consciousness moves up, you will feel various witnesses of different identities. You will even witness yourself, which is self-realization when you touch that. And moving higher, higher and higher and higher, you'll pass through your gurus, and then you will pass into God the Father, Goddess the Mother. You know, I like calling yang or yin. That's permissible as well too. Female, male energies as well. That Nirva Kapha Samadhi. That liberation, you will never have to taste death again because you will never be born again if you don't have to. If you don't choose to come back, you have a place of resurrection. You have an eternalized spirit that is able to go in heaven, resurrect into this body too. That body that you had, able to be resurrected. It comes after Shikari Mudra, which gives you between 1 and 1,000 years, given some other conditions, like desire. So, that Nirva Kapha Samadhi, touching oneness with consciousness, touching oneness in the breathless state, consciousness touching oneness with the God the Father and Goddess or Goddess the Mother. It's important that this is not consciousness that is moving up there, just forcing it up there, but it actually consciously has to go up through a still state of non-breath. Alchemistry can do this. Tantras can do this. Yoga, pranayama, yoga meditation, yoga mantras, and rarely hatha. So that's a little bit about that. What is Soruba Samadhi and how do we prepare? Soruba defined as the on and off, a lightning on and a lightning off of consciousness. Consciousness that is there, consciousness that is not there. It is beyond Nirva Kapha. It occurs through achieving Nirva Kapha Samadhi, then using back bends, camel pose, lotus head back, kneeling reverse back, triangle poses, fasting, and alchemistry. It is nature of feeling almost like a stroke, of being conscious that you are not in a stroke, but it would be feeling like what a stroke would feel like, with a fuzziness, a lightheadedness, and a flux into states of others, with the nature of feeling like the mind has gone into a blurriness, and the head into a blurriness where the ums of the samadhi have gone beyond the Nirva Kapha and the stages of others, reflection of others, either male or female, even to the highest point of divine mother and divine father, to a state of non-description, where there is essence, still defined as essence, but an essence that is a flux. Beyond that flux is a stroke flux where you would feel it. The fluxes. Beyond that is a struma where there's an on and off of consciousness. To prepare that for that on and off of consciousness, once you've done the back bends sufficiently, multiple times, the triangle poses multiple times. Triangle pose should be done sequentially, all in one breath. The triangle pose that I used, or should be used, is in full, is similar to that of Babaji's Kriya Yoga, 18 postures of rest and relaxation. The triangle pose in there. Using that, lotus back bends, lotus push-ups, the mudras, camel pose, alchemistries. The alchemistry that I teach in the teachings, and I may have touched about that in this video. Copper, silver, gold, platinum. Gotu kola, ginseng, maca, ashwagandha, rhodiola, paprika as catalyst, bee pollen as catalyst, licorice, those herbs, moringa, those herbs. And recently learned today with help with David Whitehouse again, I understood the soma, but didn't understand the plant and the nature of its leaves growing conditionally according to the nature of the moon cycle. But it's understood that that is helping for second degree kaya of the 4. That talked about in the next video that we're going to talk about after this. So Soruba Samadhi, how do you prepare Soruba Samadhi beyond the Nirva Kapha and the fluxes? That preparation. You would want to do Eka Mudra, hands up, below the chin, slightly up, looking up to third eye, and popping that through the crown. At the point of doing that, you should also do right head tilt, looking up to the consciousness, up to the top of the crown, up third eye, up, conscious escaping. Immediately doing all in one breath, immediately doing up to the left, consciousness moving up and out through the top of the skull. That prevents jiva, those prevent jiva samadhi. Jiva samadhi, the turning into stone where consciousness leaves the body. Siddhas do that. Moving beyond that, using these techniques, the head turning, as well as the Eka Mudra fine, would allow the consciousness to stay within the body to prepare you for Soruba Samadhi, the on and off of consciousness. Through using these yogas, the mudras, the hatha, the pranayama, the alchemistry, the meditation on emptiness, the Shiva series of the 136, as well as the other chakras of Siddha Yoga, you can develop to Soruba Samadhi and define the next slide. I'll define that. So you can enter Soruba Samadhi. Soruba Samadhi defined as the ability to live between 1 and 1,000 years. First kaya of the kaya kalpas. Kalpa meaning alchemistry to affect the kayas. Kaya meaning the time zone of limitation of death. So the first kaya, first Soruba, is defined as 1 to 1,000 years. The second kaya, 1,000 years to 10,000 years. The third kaya, 10,000 years to the ability of yagas, which is the time duration of the cycles of Earth. Generally before that, but the ability to stay on Earth should you desire. Fourth kaya, the ability to withstand death.